Back issue binge, back issue binge, your friendly neighborhood back issue binge, reviewing comics I got as a kid. Are they good or super cringe? Look out, here comes the back issue binge. Yo, it's Dave, and today's comic is the Spectacular Spider-Man number 180 from September 1991. The Child Within, part 3 of 6. Call my killer my friend. And this is a shop purchase because there's no barcode there. First impressions on the cover. For some reason, I always love covers with the yellow backgrounds. And it really pops here with the primary colors of the red and blue of Spider-Man's costume and the green and violet of the Green Goblin. Open it up. Bitten by a radioactive spider, student Peter Parker gained the proportionate strength and agility of an arachnid. Armed with his wondrous web shooters, the reluctant superhero struggles with sinister supervillains, making ends meet and maintaining some semblance of a normal life. Stan Lee presents The Spectacular Spider-Man. And alright, the first page actually starts out with the subplot of this villain called Vermin. He's a weirdo who lives in the sewers and can control rats. I never really cared for him. So we're going to skip that and get right into what we care about here. And this is Harry Osborn talking in the blue. He's looking at a photo album here. Look at me. I was pretty cute. Little Norman looked just like me when he was born. And Mother, she was so beautiful. It's amazing to think that we're once a normal, happy family. And the yellow here is Peter Parker talking. Normal? The Osborns? Give me a break, Harry. You keep out of this. And then the purple here is Norman. Why don't you close the book, son? Dredging up the past just brings back, and the picture is ripped out of there, unpleasant memories. You too? Can I look at these pictures in peace? Peace? You see any peace in those pictures, Harry? I just see a miserable little boy and his angry, abusive father. You don't know what you're talking about. He was a good father. He loved Mother. He loved me. Love? All that monster knew was how to destroy love. No, don't say it. Don't say it. Oh, stop whimpering and whining, Harry. Why don't you two just let me enjoy my life? Why don't you just leave me alone? And here we got the splash page. The Child Within, part 3. Shame. Credits. J.M. DeMatteis is the writer. Sal Buscema is the artist. Rick Parker is the letterer. Bob Sharon is the colorist. Danny Fingeroth is the editor, and Tommy D is editor-in-chief. We got some great pencils and colors and everything going on in here. You used to do the same thing with me when you were a kid. Every time I tried to talk sense into you, you'd go running into your room, sniveling, begging me to leave you alone. Well, I'm not leaving you alone, Harry. I'm going to keep at you until you finally become a man. But Dad, you don't understand. When I was a little kid, it was always so hard to talk to you. Oh, for crying out loud, Harry. You're not a little boy anymore. Stand up to him. Tell him what you really think of him. Pay him back for all the rotten things he did to you. You keep out of this, Peter. Great art there. I love the coloring as well. You're nothing but a troublemaker. Every time Dad and I finally get to stand each other, every time we get close, you start filling my head with your stinking lies. That's it, my boy. Let him have it, Harry. Finish what I started. Pound that no-good scum through the floor. Yeah, that's what you are, scum. No good lying scum. Punisher ad right here. I had this video game, pretty wicked. They got a guy there with holding a pistol to a lady's head. Oh, go ahead, Hare. You think beating up on me is going to change what he was? Shut up. Norman Osborn was a cold, heartless man. Shut up. He was a criminal, a murderer. He killed Gwen, Harry. He killed Gwen. He's right, Daddy. Peter loved Gwen. I loved Gwen. She was a good person. She never hurt anybody. And you killed her, Daddy. Why? Why did you? You ungrateful little brat. You think it was easy after your mother died, running a business, looking after you? Well, it wasn't. I broke my back my whole life to give you a good home, a good education, everything money could buy. I broke my back for you, Harry Osborn, and you repay me by siding with him, siding with the man who killed me? Daddy, he was right about one thing, Harry. You really are a whiner. And we see Harry standing there, stepfather at his foot, Peter standing behind him. The background slowly fades in behind him. He's standing over the family photos, picks it up, tears it to pieces. Cut to cemetery. Uncle Ben's grave. We see Peter Parker in his spider gear standing. He walks away. Then we see Peter's parents. Spider-Man standing there. He walks away. Now what was that all about? Every year I go out to the cemetery with my Aunt May. It makes her happy, but me? Sometimes the place has meaning for her. Other times the whole thing just seems so irrelevant. Uncle Ben will always be alive in my heart. Why do I need a gravestone and a patch of earth to remind me of what a wonderful man he was? You did it. And my parents, I hardly even remember them. I was so young when they died that they were practically strangers to me. You did it. The whole thing makes me so uncomfortable when we went there yesterday. I nearly jumped out of my skin. But that was because of Vermin. I knew he was loose in the city. I knew I had to stop him before he killed again. It's interesting. I think Todd McFarlane was the first one to draw the spider webbing like that. And for all my efforts, he's still loose. For all my efforts, Dr. Kafka nearly died. You did it. So what was I doing just now? What pulled me back to the cemetery tonight? Restlessness, I guess. Worried. Seeking a little comfort. A little reassurance from the past. But I'm not going to get that from the dead. Spider-Man swinging over Aunt May's house. She's asleep in bed. More photos. You're going to see photos as a recurring theme in here. May and Ben Parker, Peter Parker, the three of them together. God bless you, Aunt May. I didn't know what I'd do without you. Then we get into the Vermin subplot. We're going to skip that. Incidentally, this is interesting. These pages are actually thicker, and they're not newsprint. And they're actually thicker than the cover. Skipping by, more ads. We see little Norman Osborn, Harry's son, laying in bed. Norman's shadow approaches, stands over him, pats him on the head. Then we see Harry's wife, Liz. Again, his shadow approaches, he stands there, kisses her on the cheek. I feel so much better. Sometimes just being in the old neighborhood, remembering what it was like living with Aunt May and Uncle Ben, helps me see how lucky I've been, how good I've had it. Funny, I've always been such a worrier, even when I was little. Sometimes out of the blue, Uncle Ben would come over and give me a big kiss on the forehead. What's that for, I'd ask. To get rid of that crease between your eyes, he'd say. What's a boy your age got to worry about? And he was right. They loved me so much. Took such good care of me. And we see a little spider sense tingling. Why do I always feel like I had the weight of the world? We seen the Green Goblin shadow approach up from the building. On my... Hello, Peter. Harry. Harry's a fiction. A twisted little lie. My true name is the Green Goblin. And the Green Goblin wants your head. Well, you're going to have to improve your aim to get it. He called me Peter. He remembers and he shoots his webbing, wraps around so when the bomb explodes. Okay, let's not panic. This night might not be as bad as it seems. What is this, Harry? Another attempt to prove that you got what it takes to be a big bad superhero? I thought we went through that all before. In Web of Spider-Man number 67. Putting on your father's old costume and playing costume good guy isn't going to wipe out Norman Osborn's sins. It's only going to... My father had no sins. My father was a good man. It's not as bad as it seems. It's worse. There's no reason for our families to be involved in this. I didn't want them caught in the middle of our little war. So I'm moving the battlefield, Peter, away from here. And I just know you're going to follow me. War? Battlefield? Sounds like he's out for blood. But why? Harry's finally found some peace in his life. His wife and child, his business, all of it going so well. When he trotted out the goblin routine a while back, I thought it was just a momentary aberration, vocabulary word. And even then, he wasn't out to hurt anybody, just clear his dad's name. But maybe I'm jumping the gun here. Maybe this is just his way of proving he can use the goblin identity to some good. Last time out, I trounced him pretty bad. Maybe he figures he can trounce me back. I'll go along with his stupid idea. After all, if he was really over the edge, he wouldn't be moving this little fracas away from our apartment building. He wouldn't be worrying about Liz and Mary Jean, would he? Now this looks like a lovely spot. Where did you go, little Peter? Come on now, Parker, show yourself. But his voice, listen to it. He's so filled with anger, with hate, he doesn't even sound like himself. Are you afraid of me? Afraid of the big bad goblin, Peter? Is that it? He sounds like his father. Listen to me, Harry. If you remember who I am, that means you remember the first time you became the goblin, when you had your breakdown. You were sick then, and there's a good chance that you're sick now. I want to help you, Harry. I don't want you to go through all that pain again. And look at the face on the Green Goblin. I love that art. Oh, Peter, I'm so confused. I don't know what's happening to me. It's all right, buddy. I'm here. Whatever's wrong, I'm your friend, and I won't let you down. Oh, yes, Peter, help me. Help me by dying. I thought that was a little too easy, but luckily for me, his throat was wide again. Looks like I'm gonna have to take him down first and then figure out how to help him. Shouldn't be too hard. He's got Norman Osborn's gimmick, but he doesn't have his father's killer instincts. At his core, Harry's a decent, caring man, and if I can just get through to him, the man whoa! I almost lost my balance there for a minute. Fumes from that pumpkin bomb must be having a little trouble keeping it together, Pete? Those vapors seeping through your costume. Into that peanut-sized brain of yours? No, I've got to hang on. For Harry's sake, I've got to... You're going to die, Peter, but not physically. That's too easy. God, you're going to die inside. You're going to take on the suffering I have endured all these years. To crucifixion of the mind. Are you ready for that? 'Cause ready or not, here it comes. This is where all the pain ends. All my pain ends and yours begins. Just you and me, my dear old friend, the way it always had to be. A picture of young Harry Osborn. Not the Green Goblin and Spider-Man. This isn't about masks. I see now we've both been hiding behind masks for too long. No more hiding. No more mask. Just two men. Picture of young Peter Parker named Osborn and Parker. The Child Within continues next issue. All right, everybody. I want to thank you for joining me. You know the drill, YouTube. I appreciate you just watching the video, but if you would, subscribe, rock the bell, give me a thumbs up if you thought the video was good, give me a thumbs down if you thought the video was bad, leave your comments below, and until next time, I'll see you in the back issues.